This city, famed for its wealth and history, is concealing a profound, structural lie. For a generation, London has become the global capital of impossible wealth and deep desperation. The fantasy is the global empire heart, the reality is the rising tide of absolute poverty where 1 in 4 people struggle to survive. The homelessness rate isn't just bad, it's an appalling 8 times the national average. Yet, in the face of this human catastrophe, nearly half, 45%, of all central property is snapped up by foreign buyers, treated as nothing more than a secure place to park cash. Meanwhile, millions of working Brits are told, with a cold, hard glare, that they don't count. The system is functioning exactly as it was designed, to enrich the hyper-wealthy while sealing the coffin on the great British dream of homeownership. This isn't a mistake, it's the intended consequence of a broken system that values asset hoarding over human housing. This stark, visible inequality is the bitter price we pay for the financial decisions made decades ago. If you're tired of the mainstream media feeding you comfortable myths about the economy, hit that subscribe button right now. We expose the real financial powers keeping people like us trapped, and we're just getting started. The moment you, the median income earner, dare to dream of buying a home, the system instantly rejects you. The median household disposable income is about £37,000. The median house price? A staggering £270,000. Even scraping together a 10% deposit leaves you with a massive loan. Banks, these non-existent middlemen, demand payments that would consume over half your disposable income, far exceeding the strict 30% threshold for housing stress. That rule is the wall. It's the invisible barrier that immediately stamps rejected on your application. You need their loan to enter the market, but the moment you prove you're an average, working person, they deem you too financially stressed to lend to. They profit immensely from the housing market's explosion, but they refuse to carry any risk for the very people who need help most. They are not facilitators, they are gatekeepers who have decided the market is only for the already rich, trapping a generation in endless, expensive renting. To understand this catastrophic failure, we have to look back to the moment the foundation of the market was betrayed. For centuries, before World War II, UK house prices were rock solid and stable. In 1960, the price index was exactly where it was in 1845. Then came the Iron Lady, Margaret Thatcher, and a change that detonated the entire system. Before her, loans were mainly handled by building societies, whose lending was tied to their deposits, keeping things stable. When Thatcher deregulated, she unleashed the large commercial banks. This is the truth that's been hidden in economic jargon. Unlike building societies, when commercial banks make a mortgage, they literally create new money out of thin air. This vast, sudden flood of freshly created money wasn't used to build new homes, it was used overwhelmingly to bid up the prices of existing houses, creating instant, massive inflation. House price growth, which had taken 280 years to double before Thatcher, began doubling every 23 years. This was not a natural market force, it was a deliberate policy choice that directly and permanently weaponized debt against the average worker. That deliberate policy choice set off a reckless, unending feedback loop. More debt caused prices to rise, higher prices meant higher collateral for the banks to lend against, and rising prices encouraged aggressive speculation. Housing ceased being shelter and became a speculative casino, where everyone chased the next price high. This wasn't just market growth, it was a financial time bomb. Household debt didn't just rise, it quadrupled, soaring from 20% of GDP to a breathtaking 80% by the time the global financial crisis hit. That explosion of private, household mortgage debt was the primary engine that drove the 2007 collapse. While politicians of all stripes obsessed about relatively manageable government debt, the real monster lurking beneath the surface, the debt that destroyed lives and crushed economies, was the private debt that banks created and eagerly pushed onto households. This vicious cycle has left us with an economy built on quicksand, where the next inevitable crash is just a matter of when, not if. So, how do we stop the market from treating homes like speculative gold? The first essential step is the politically toxic but morally necessary pill, property income limited leverage. This policy would impose a strict limit on any mortgage, capping it to a multiple of the property's realistic rental income. Why rental income? Because rents, though they've risen, haven't inflated nearly as wildly as house prices, which now sit at about 20 times the annual rental payment in major cities. Pill would gradually reduce that leverage ratio down to a sensible 10-to-1. This is a cold, sharp blade taken to the heart of speculation. It instantly makes houses unattractive to investors seeking massive leverage gains, forcing prices down towards a level reflective of actual utility, not manufactured debt. This policy would be wildly popular with the majority of the population who are currently locked out, but it would face a brutal political war from the property-owning baby boomer demographic. That's why it cannot be implemented alone. The solution that fixes the market and bypasses the political toxicity is the Affordable Housing Authority, AHA. The biggest weapon banks wield against the working class is interest. Look at the numbers again. A median house requires over £270,000. Over the life of a typical 25-year mortgage at 7%, you would pay $271,000 in interest alone, more than the original cost of the house itself. The interest is the true killer. The AHA cuts the bank completely out of the equation. Financed by government money creation, not taxation, the AHA would lend money to median and low-income buyers at zero interest. Suddenly, the yearly payments drop from consuming over half their income to just 26%, making the dream instantly and mathematically viable. This is not some fringe socialist fantasy. A century ago, Thomas Edison and Henry Ford argued against banks charging interest on public works, with Edison stating it was stupid for the public to pay double the cost of construction just to enrich bankers who will not turn a shovel of dirt. By combining the pill to kill speculation and the AHA to eliminate crippling interest payments, we can fundamentally repair the housing market and bring the dream of homeownership back to the working and middle classes. Sellers benefit from renewed demand from AHA-backed buyers, and average Brits finally get a fair shot. Even the banks get interest income from selling bonds to the government, making them less likely to oppose the policy. This is a win-win system that reverses decades of financial decay. However, even this powerful combination leaves one core, terrifying problem untreated: the sheer magnitude of excessive private debt still sitting on the economy like a lead weight. While politicians endlessly debate trivial government deficits, that colossal private debt load threatens to collapse the entire financial structure again. The solution that truly cleans the slate, a solution with historical roots but modern application, is the modern debt jubilee. That concept, the only true way to reduce private debt without triggering a systemic economic collapse in the process, is the bombshell we'll be dropping in our next video. We'll be breaking down how America's current housing crisis proves we need a new financial reckoning. So, what do you think? Could a politically savvy party combine the pill and the AHA to win the next election? Tell me below. And if you're ready to understand the real mechanisms driving the global economy, check out my 7-week Rebel Economist Challenge at stevek.com to join a community of truth seekers.